All right, so hello and welcome everybody. Hello, I welcome you all back to oliveboard. My name is Veer Pratap Singh, and today we shall be starting a very important topic, my dear friends, for the government examinations, and that is going to be the topic of India. Okay, so in the topic of India, we shall be discussing on the physical features of India, that is the mountains, hills, and peaks, my dear friends. So in this session Telegram or YouTube channel. Okay. Telegram or YouTube channel, my Telegram or YouTube channel, or are you talking about the institutes, Sagar? Which one is it of? Okay. So once again, I welcome every one of you. So I hope I am audible and visible to every one of you. Okay. So kindly confirm my audibility to you, and then we can proceed ahead. Okay. So my dear friends, okay, you want mine. All right. So it is history by Veer Pratap. Okay, it is history by Veer Pratap, and it is already there in the document itself. What you can see is you can already look at the link here. Okay, I will get this document uploaded as well, my dear friends. I'll get this document uploaded also. For right now, what we do is we just try and understand things. Okay, in this scenario, we just try and understand things. Okay, so yes, so let's start with this topic today. Okay, and this particular topic, it is going to be of the mountains, hills, and peaks. Okay, now if I talk on the mountains, hills, and peaks, my dear friends, so what is the in the physiography of India? Now here for the examinations, what becomes important? Now see what our agenda is. Our agenda is that we instill a mindset within you with which you can clear the examinations. My main agenda here, my dear friends, is to give you the mindset, because the content is innumerous, the content is very much exhaustive, the content is limitless, but it is also that thing that we are humans and we cannot grasp that content, we cannot remember that whole content in our small tiny brain, although it is possible, but in today's time it becomes sheerly impossible. Okay, only with very hard practice of the mind you can remember so much of content. So talking in a generalistic perspective, how can we clear the examinations? We can clear the examinations by multiple aspects, and one is by knowing one the first aspect is that by knowing the examiner's mindset. Okay, the examiner's mindset. Now my dear friends, if you are aware about the examiner's mindset, trust me, you will clear the examinations, because you know what the examiner expects from you. If you do not know what the examiner expects from you, it becomes very much difficult for you to study what the examiner demands from you. So you should be aware as to what the examiner demands from you. And when we talk on the physical geography, okay, the physical geography, mountains, peaks, and hills. In short, we are talking about mountains itself. So you need to be aware that the examination, it is going to ask questions in the format of it is going to ask the mountains in the format of what are the locations of these mountains, that which mountains are there in which particular states of the country, what are the physical features of the general mountains in India, okay, which are the hills that are there in which particular state, the highest peaks, the lowest peaks, what is the what are the types of trees that are there in these particular mountain ranges. So there are certain probable questions that can be asked by the examination. Once again, good afternoon, my dear friends. Good afternoon, good afternoon, Srinivas. Good afternoon, Subhash, Sagar. Good afternoon, Nitesh. So good afternoon to every one of you. All right, so yes, now when I talk means these are the probability of the questions that can be asked by the examinations to you when we talk on the mountains. Now if I have to give you an overview of the mountains, my dear friends, see, in this session we shall be understanding about the mountains, hills, and peaks, and also we are going to be doing the MCQs also for this. Okay, and these MCQs are very much important. It is on the basis of this content. I will also give you time to read the content, and after that we shall do the MCQs. So if I have to talk about this, now see, this is a general map of India. Now when I talk about the general map in the general map of India, which are the general mountains that we know about? The first one is this in the western part. In the western part, we have the Western Ghats. In the western part, we have the Western Ghats. In the eastern part, we have the Eastern Ghats. Okay. In the eastern part, we have the Eastern Ghats. Here in the northern area, we are going to have the Himalayas. Himalayas. And in the eastern part, here that you can see, these are what? These are the Arakan Yoman. Arakan Yoma hills, means they are an extension of the Himalayas. Now in this, here in the western part also there is the Hindu Kush and the Suleiman and the Kirthar ranges. Suleiman and Kirthar and Hindu Kush ranges are there in the east. And these are the major ranges that are going to be there in the India. In between here there is the Vindhyas range, and in the southern part of Vindhyas there is going to be the Sayyad. In the southern part there is going to be the Satpura range. Satpura range. Now, when we talk on all of these ranges, my dear friends, means the northern Himalayas, the Rakan Yoma, the eastern, the western Vindhyas, and the Satpuras. Within these ranges, there are the map. Yes, yes. I have generally kept the map in that manner. I will zoom the map. I will zoom the map. Do not worry. Okay. Just give me a moment. Just give me a moment. I'll just get a much more clarity here. Mm, okay. Okay. Picture is not clear. All right. Otherwise, what I'll do is now is it clear to you? Now is the picture clear? Now is the clarity? Kindly confirm this, please. Kindly confirm this. Is there clarity right now? Here. Is this clear to you? Okay. All right. All right. All right. Okay, so then I'll just do it like that. So I guess now you are understanding that we have to we have to these are the Himalayas. Okay, means the ranges that I just mentioned. Okay, okay. Thank you, Srinivas, Sagar, Vishak. Okay, so it is these major ranges that we have to be aware about, my dear friends. It is these major ranges that we have to be aware about. But what I want to tell you is that within these ranges itself, there are multiple mountains that are there. Multiple mountains. Now see, there is a difference between a mountain range and a mountain and a hill and a peak. Okay. Now when I have to just give you a brief understanding, when I talk about mountain ranges, okay, so here this is the Himalayan range. That means a series of mountains in continuity, that is a range. Vindhyan range, Satpuran range. Why? Because they are in continuity. Second, when I talk about mountains, okay, mountains they are single, means mountains they are a single entity, a single big entity. When I talk about hill, okay, the hills are generally below 600 meters, below 600 meters in the size of the mountain. The mountains they are generally very big in height, but when I talk about the hills they are comparatively lesser versions of the mountains, lesser versions of the mountains. And finally there is the peak. The peak, it means the topmost point of the mountain that is going to be there. Now when I talk in the India, here what you can see, here you can see is multiple mountains are there. Now what you see is, see, this is the Himalayan range, this is the Vindhyan range, this is the Satpura range, okay, the Satpura mountains. Now here what you need to understand is that, what you need to understand is that within these also there are going to be certain mountains that you need to be aware about, that has a certain characteristic features. Now if we just start from the topmost area, that is the Himalayas. Now what you can see, my dear friends, here is that, here this is the Indian plate. Okay, now just understand, prior to this, one more thing I want to tell you, there are types of mountains. Okay, in India also there are types of mountains. There are first type, if I talk, it is going to be the fold mountains, fold mountain types. This is the first one. Second one, it is the block mountain type. Fold mountain and block mountains. Now, when I talk about fold and block mountains, my dear friends, what do I mean by fold mountains? Fold mountains, it is when there is a continental plate conversion. Continental plate conversion. Now you might be wondering, what is a continental plate? Now, I basically mean by this is that here, see, this whole of the earth, it is divided into two types of plates. Where there are the continents, they are the continental plate, and where there is the ocean, they are the oceanic plates. Now, see, making you understand this whole concept, it will take a lot of time, but it is not according to today's topic. So, when the topics comes, we'll just understand. But I'll give you a brief understanding. The continents, they are above a particular continental plate. Oceans, they are above a particular oceanic plate. Now these plates, they are below the surface of the earth. Okay, and these plates, they move here and there. They are not static, they are not stagnant, but they are dynamic, and they move here and there. What happens is that because of their movement in various directions, these plates, they start colliding with each other. And when, now just imagine if Asia is a continental plate and Europe is a continental plate, and I'm telling you that Asia and I'm telling you, if that these plates are not stagnant and they are dynamic, so they are moving, and in that movement, if Asia and Europe collide with each other, what is the level of energy that is going to be released? Okay, so Asia and Europe both are continents. So when continental plate, it will collide. In that collision, what will happen? A fold mountain will occur. What is a fold mountain? When it comes like this, it is going to come up. So similarly, the Himalayas, they were created by the conversions of the Indian plate with the Eurasian plate. The Eurasia was above, the Indian plate was this. So when the Indian collided with the Eurasian, there was the creation of Himalayas. Now, in the creation of Himalayas, Himalayas are yet rising. Okay, Himalayas are yet rising because these plates, Indian and Eurasian, they are yet colliding, and they are yet moving up. What happens is, when Indian and Eurasian plate collided, initially one initial ranges were created, then another range was created, then another range, and then finally another range. So there are a total of 4 layers in the Himalayas when we talk from north to south. The first one, it is going to be the Karakoram range. Karakoram, it is going to be the first layer or the first piece of mountain ranges that were created when the Indian plate collided with the particular Eurasian plate. And this Karakoram range, it is a volcanic range. Okay, it was volcanic type mountains. Remember these data, remember these. Now, if I go to explain all this, it will become very much, detailed and very much deep. But I do not, because for your examinations, it is not that much required. What generally is required is some information. So just keep on writing this. Okay. Otherwise, what I'll do is, my dear friends, I'll just get this thing uploaded. Just give me a moment. I'll just get this thing uploaded. Okay. Just a moment. Okay. Kindly confirm. Okay. It hasn't yet uploaded. Just give me 1 minute, my dear friends. I'll just get this document uploaded so that we can move. Okay. Kindly confirm that this document is uploaded. Kindly confirm this with me, please, if this document is uploaded. Kindly confirm, my dear friends. Just confirm if the document has been uploaded. Is it uploaded on the portal? On the portal. Okay. All right. All right. So coming back to our main topic here, just remember Karakoram range. It is a volcanic range. After the Karakoram range, there was, okay, the Greater Himalayas. They were constructed. Okay. After the Karakoram, there is going to be the Greater Himalayas. Then there is going to be the Lesser Himalayas, and finally, in the end, there is going to be the Shivalik ranges. So if we talk about the chronology, yes. Thank you, Subhash, Sagar, and Nitish. So, if we talk about the chronology of the Himalayas, first is Karakoram, then Greater Himalayas, then Lesser Himalayas, and finally the last layer of the Himalayas, they are going to be the Shivalik ranges. Now, when we talk, the examination shall also ask you this particular point, that between the Karakoram and the Greater Himalayas, which are the Himalayan ranges that are there? Okay, so here there is going to be the Ladakh range and the Zanskar range. Between the Greater Himalayas and the Lesser Himalayas, there is the Pir Panjal and there is the Dauladhar, and finally there is Lesser Himalayas, and finally there is Shivaliks. So in the examination, they'll ask you to arrange the Himalayan ranges in chronology. So you'll have to remember this chronology. That is what I've mentioned. Now, the next one, when we talk about the Kailash range, it is a part of the Greater Himalayas. Just remember this. Kailash range, it is, it is the Kailash Parbat that is going to be there. It is a part of the Greater Himalayas. So when we talk, the Himalayas, they are an extension. Now here the Himalayas, they are moving from north to south west. They are moving in the north to southwest. Then when it comes till the Sikkim area, from here what you see here, you are going to see Dafla, Mirhi, Abhor, Mishmi. So these are what? These are an extension of the Himalayas in the northeastern area, that is in the Arunachal Pradesh. All these four areas, they are in the Arunachal Pradesh. So here the Himalayas extension, it is from southeast till northeast. Okay, because it is moving from where? From here, like this, right? Now what do we know? This is north, south, west, east. Sorry, I just took it in that manner. Southeast, here southeast, here it is southwest to northeast. Okay, southwest to northeast. So here when I'm talking, if the mountain ranges are moving in this direction, okay, so it is going to be southwest to northeast. So this is like that. Okay, it is going to move from here. So you also need to know the angle of movement of the Himalayas. After here, the Himalayas, they are going to have a syntaxical bend. Just remember, Himalayas, they are going to have two areas where they are going to have syntaxical bend. What do we mean by bend? Where there is a sharp curve to the Himalayas. Now the sharp curve, one, it is going to be happening here. Okay, here, that is in the Nanga Parbat. Nanga Parbat. Here there is going to be one sharp bend, that is a syntaxical bend. The second bend, it is going to be here at Namcha Barwa. Means after Namcha Barwa, the Himalayas, they are going to move in the north south direction. Okay, so Himalayas, it is moving from here, then it is having a syntaxical bend, and then it is going to move downward. So this is the way that Himalayas are moving. Now within this, what happens is the examination will ask you various facts, and I have added all the facts in the in the slide itself. Okay, so what they will ask you is that in the Ladakh range, which are the highest peaks or passes? In the Zanskar range, which are the highest peaks and passes? Similarly for these areas. Here the other aspect, other formation of question can be that the examination might ask you that here what do we see? Because the Himalayas are an extension, so here there are going to be certain passes that are going to be there. So which pass is there for which particular state? So that is one, but we'll talk about the passes later. Okay, it is also mentioned in the document. I'll talk about it later. Now the other aspect that I want to talk about in the Himalayas, my dear friends, is that in the Himalayas, because Himalayas, they are extending from so many states, that is Jammu and Kashmir, then Uttarakhand, sorry, Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, UP, Bihar, Sikkim, Arunachal Pradesh. So this is the area that the Himalayas are going to go through. So when the Himalayas are passing through so many areas, each of these areas have different cultures. So that is why Himalayas are going to be known by various names in these particular states. Okay, because of the difference of cultures, but that is a secondary aspect. So these are the various types of, means this is the categorization of the Himalayas. And Himalayas, they belong to the fold mountain. Why? Because the Indian plate collided with the Eurasian plate. Okay, whereas when we talk about the next type of mountain range, next type of mountain, that is the block mountain. So the block mountain, they are going to be these peninsular mountains. Okay, this area, the mountain ranges here, they are going to be known as the peninsular mountains. That is one. Okay, so this is one thing. Now, prior to discussing the Himalayas, what I want to tell you is the examination will ask you the mountains from west to east. Okay, they will ask you that in the Satpura ranges, which are the mountains from west to east or east to west. Similarly, for the Vindhyas, they will ask it from west to east and east to west. Similarly, here in the Eastern Ghats, they will ask you from north to south. Okay, from north to south, they will ask you that particular chronology. So you will have to cram this information, my dear friends. You will have to mug it up, as simple as that. Mug the mapping up. Okay, there is no other breakthrough to this rather than mugging it up. So this is one thing that you'll have to do. Now, when we discuss about the Himalayas, just look at this. This is the Himalayas. Okay, initially what did I tell you? That there is the Karakoram ranges. In between Karakoram and Great Himalayas, there is the Ladakh and Zanskar. Then there is the Pir Panjal, and then there is the Shivalik. Okay, means the lesser Himalayas, then the Shivalik. Another formation of question is going to be the which rivers are flowing through which of the mountain ranges. That means between the Ladakh and Zanskar, which river is flowing? Indus. Between the Ladakh and Karakoram, which river is going to flow? Shok. So the examination will ask you in that. Here what you see is these particular areas. Okay, they are going to be the peaks. Okay, peaks. For example, there is the Nanda Devi peak. Where is the Nanda Devi peak? The Nanda Devi peak, it is going to be in the lesser Himalayas. Kamek peak, it is going to be there in the greater Himalayas. Similarly, when we talk about Mount Everest, it is going to be in the greater Himalayas. Now, here what I have done, my dear friends, I have added in a tabular format that which mountain ranges are there in the which mountain ranges are there. Okay, which states they belong to, what is the highest peak, and what are the features of that mountain range. Now these particular mountain ranges, they belong to the Himalayan. Okay, the Himalayan area. The Himalayan area. That means here, if you look, the Soltaro Mountains, they are there in Ladakh, and the highest peak is Soltaro Kangri. It is a sub-range of Karakoram. The examination shall also ask you this, that this mountains, okay, these mountains, they belong to which segment of the Himalayas? Okay, that is the greater, middle, greater, lesser, Karakoram, or the Shivaliks. Similarly, there is going to be Karakoram. Okay, where is the location? The highest peak. Okay, the highest peak. Then Deosai mountains, and then Ladakh, Zanskar, Pir Panjal, Zabarwan, Dauladhar, Kishtwar, Gaharwal, and Dudhwa. Okay, these are the various mountains, and here are certain features of it. Next, there is going to be the central ranges. But prior to discussing the central, just read this, my dear friends. Just read this. Yes, you will have to, Sagar. You will have to cram this sheet. You'll have to cram it up, as simple. Okay, you'll have to. That is why I've created in this manner, so that you guys can remember it. Okay, that is why. And that is why I've added maps also, so that when you talk about these particular things, okay, you can correlate it with the map. So what you do, friends, is that you are going to just read this Himalayan mountains and peak. Just do that. I'll give you 2 minutes. Just do that Himalayan mountains. Do that Himalayan mountains and let me know when you are done. Then we'll move to Central India mountain ranges. Central India mountain ranges. Okay, just do this fast. Are you done, all of you, my dear friends? Okay, all right. So then this is there. Okay. So after that, then there is going to be this another aspect, that is the mountain ranges in central India. And here in the central India, here there is a zoomed up map that is going to be there. And in the zoomed up map, you will have to go through it. Now, what is the idea here is that in the northern part, what you can see is the Vindhyan ranges. In the southern part, what you can see is the Satpura ranges. Okay. So here all of these ranges, okay, what you can see is from the west to the east. The first one Satamana, okay, Satamala, Ajanta, Gwahilgad, Mahadev, Michael, Ramgad, Garjat. Satamana, Ajanta, Gwahilgad, Mahadev, Michael, Ramgad, Garjat, Rajmahal. So if you just do the acronym for this, SAG, SAG, M square, RG. Okay, SAG M square RGR. Okay, so you can just do with, okay, you can just create such acronyms for these hills. Okay, SAG M square RGR, SAG M square RGR. Satamana, Ajanta, Gwahilgad, Mahadev, Maikal, Ramgad, Garjat, Rajmahal. Okay, Ramgad, Garjat, Rajmahal. So this is how SAG M square RGR. Okay. Yes, Sagar. What are gorges? Yes. Subhash has told the answer to it. They are the valley between mountains. Very good. Very good, Subhash. Okay. So you need to just remember this. Now, see, there is not much to do in these hills. The only thing is that when we talk about the importance, okay, the only question that they can ask it to you from this level is that first is the arrangement, okay, second is they can ask you some of the peaks that are there in these mountains, that is the second. Third is that these particular hills, they are a part of which plateau? These hills, they are a part of which plateau? That means here you can see what? Bandher Plateau, Bundelkhand Plateau, Chota Nagpur Plateau. Okay, yes, there is the Chota Nagpur Plateau. So, for example, the Garjat Hills and the Rajmahal Hills. Okay, they belong to the Chota Nagpur Plateau. Okay, similarly, here also they can ask it to you in that manner itself. So there is nothing much here. You just need to have the arrangement. Now here what I've done is, okay, yes, the another range, I'll just talk about this, the Aravali range. Okay, the Aravali range. The Aravali range, okay. Now see, yes, another aspect. When we talk about the Vindhyas and the Satpura, what do we see is that they are considered one of the oldest mountain ranges in India. Okay, they are considered to, or else we can also say that they are one of the oldest mountain ranges in the whole part of the world. Okay, they are the oldest mountain ranges in the whole part of the world. Now, apart from that, there is also the Aravali range. Now, see, any mountains that are there in the mainland India, we consider these mountains to be of very old origin. When we are talking about the Himalayas, okay, the Himalayas, they are generally around 40 to 50 million years old. 40 to 50 million years old, whereas compared to that, these are very much older because they are there since the Indian plate, since the Indian plate was created. It is generally considered in that particular fashion. Okay, so this is there. The next aspect, when we talk about the Aravlis, it is going to be there in the Gujarat, it is going to be there in the Rajasthan, and it is going to be there little bit in the, okay, it is going to be there in the Gujarat, and it is going to be there in the Rajasthan. So this is the area of the Aravali range. The most highest peak of Aravali range, it is going to be the Guru Shikhar. Guru Shikhar is the most highest peak. The examination can ask you arrange the peaks from high to low on the basis of their altitude. Now here, these are the various mountain ranges that are there. Now what you can see is that here, these are the ranges, the states, the peaks and their features. The peaks and their features. Okay, just go through this. Just go through this, and then we'll move to each of these particular. Then we'll move to each of these particular types. And here, this is another. This is for the peaks. Okay, I will come to this. This is for the peaks. Just go through this table, and then we'll go individually on each of the important hill ranges in the peninsular India. Let me know when you are done, please. Elevated lava plateau and elevated plateau with a rugged terrain. Okay. Anyone knows the answer to what Sagar has just asked? Anyone knows the answer to what Sagar has just asked? Subhash, Reena, Nitish, Vishak, anyone? If anyone knows, kindly do the needful. Otherwise, I'll answer the question. Are you done? Guys, are you done? Are you guys done? Kindly let me know. We shall. I need to move ahead. Okay. Anyone with the answer to the question that has been just mentioned, that has been just asked by, Sagar? Done, sir. No idea was okay. So I'll just tell you the answer to that elevated lava plateau. Okay, what is the plateau? Firstly, we'll have to understand that plateau is something that is going to be on an elevated level. Okay, plateau is something plains they are near the ground level, that is the surface level of the normal surface. Plateau is something that is at an elevated position. Okay, now when that plateau is created because of the deposition of the lava and cooling of the lava after the after the volcano has erupted, the lava that is deposited on an elevated portion, when that cools up, that is known as a elevated lava plateau. But when we talk about elevated plateau with a rugged terrain, what is a rugged terrain? A terrain that is not leveled, a terrain that has like this, means it is up down, rugged topography. Okay, which has gorges up down like that. So that is a rugged topography. So when a plateau elevated portion of land with with a rugged topography that is not associated with the deposition of lava, that is your second dimension. Okay, so that is the answer to your question, Sagar. Did you understand? Okay. Now the next portion is that here you are going to find this image, my dear friends. You are going to find this image, and in this image, what you are going to see is that there are various ranges that are there in this in this image, and on each of these images, what you are going to see, you are going to see certain type of peaks that are there. For example, Aravali, it is going to have Mount Abu plus Guru Shikhar. Okay, Karakoram, it is going to have K2. Vindhyas is going to have Sadbhavna Shikhara. Satpura, it has Dhupgarh. Okay, Satamana, it has Dodapat. Mahadev, it has Panchmarhi. Maikal, it has Amarkantak. From the Amarkantak ranges, the river Son and the Narmada is going to come. From the Garo Khasi and Jaintia, in this area there is the Nokrek in the area of Meghalaya. Okay, then Saramati, it is going to be there in the Patkai Boom ranges. Then Jingada. Okay, then Doda Beta is going to be there in the Nilgiri, and then finally there is Ainamudi. Ainamudi is going to be in Kerala, and it is a part of the Annamalai Hills. Ainamudi, it is a part of Annamalai Hills. These are the peaks. Examination can ask you match the peaks with the mountains. That is one. Now, when we talk about each of these hills of the peninsular India, first one is that these hills, that is the Aravali Hills. Okay, Aravali Hills, they are considered to be one of the oldest hills, that is around 2 billion years ago. Means 2000 years ago they sorry 20,000 years ago they were constructed, and they have an elevated portion of around 400 to 600. Now they are considered to be fold mountains. Okay, and they are one of the earliest fold mountains wherein continental convergence happened and then they were created. Okay, so this is one, that they are the fold mountains. Now what do we see is that there are two important peaks on the Aravlis. One is going to be the Guru Shikhar, which is the highest peak on the Aravlis. Second highest is going to be the Mount Abu. You need to remember the length. Okay, you need to remember the meters of these particular peaks. These mountains, okay, the Aravali ranges, they what are the types of mineral deposits? In the initial part of the session itself, I had told you that you will have to remember some of the important features of that mountain, and in that features there is going to be the rocks and deposits, whatever resources are found. So first one is that here there is the igneous and metamorphic rocks. Now these are rocks. Okay, igneous and metamorphic, they are a type of rocks. In total there are three types of rocks. Okay, three rocks are there. From that three rocks, the first stage of rock is going to be the igneous rocks. Igneous rocks, they are cooled lava rocks. When the lava, it cools up, and the rock that is created, that is known as the igneous rocks. The second rock is the sedimentary rocks, and the third rock, it is going to be the metamorphic rocks. Okay, so there are three types of rocks that are there: igneous, sedimentary, and metamorphic. So from these, igneous and metamorphic are found in the Aravlis. When we talk about the sedimentary rocks, they are found in the Himalayas. Sedimentary rocks, they are found in the Himalayas. That is one thing. Apart from that, here it is India's largest marble deposits. Marble deposits, they are found here. That means you can correlate it with the Rajasthan area. In the Rajasthan and the North Gujarat, there is mountains. Marbles. Marbles are what? Marbles, they are a part of sedimentary. Not sedimentary, metamorphic. Marbles, they are a part of metamorphic rocks. Okay, so this is another aspect that you can correlate with. There are several important rivers that are going to originate from the Aravlis, and these are the Banas, Luni. Banas and Luni river. So okay, so see, the Banas river, it is flowing from the Aravlis to the north. Okay, from south to north direction, the Banas river is going to be there. But the Luni and the Sabarmati, they are going to be from north to south. Okay, if you just look at the image here, okay, what you can see is the Banas river, it is going to flow in the north and then it is going to meet the Chambal, whereas the Sabarmati, and here there is the Luni. Just look at this. Okay, this is going to be the Luni, this is the Sabarmati, so they are flowing southward. So this is another dimension of question that can be asked to you. Next is, important passes are also there. What are the important passes? Passes, they generally mean that from how can you cross from the mountain. So there is a there is a passing way that has been there, and they are known as the Pipli Ghat, Daivar, and Desuri. The examination can ask you that Pipli Ghat, Devar, and Desuri, they are the important passes in which ranges. That is one. Many lakes are there: Sambhar, Devar, and Jaisamanand. Okay, you need to remember. Next one is the Vindhyan range. Where is the Vindhyan? They are in the top above the Satpuras, and below the Vindhyas is the Satpuras. Now, when we talk about the Vindhyas, I had told you there are two types of mountains. One is the fold, another is the fault. Fold, we have already discussed. When we talk about the another was the block. Okay, so folding, because of the folding aspect, the fold mountains are created, and because of the faulting aspect, block mountains are created. Now what is a fault generally? If I create, now see, this is a surface, this is a, let's assume that this is a plain area, this is a surface of land. Now on the surface of land, let's assume that this is the below of the surface and this is the above air and all is there here. This is the surface. What happens is that because of certain earthquake activity or something below, some portion of the land, it is going to be elevated. Now see, this is the, if you, let's assume that this is the first stage. Now earthquake has not yet happened. Now earthquake, when the earthquake has happened, what will happen? That because of the earthquake happening, you can look at a structure like this. Okay, you can look at a structure like this. Now what is this? Because of earthquake happening here, one portion of land, it got elevated, means it got pushed up because of the earthquake. In the earthquake, you know, no, land, it moves up and down. So when one parcel of land, it has moved up and it has become elevated, then it takes the shape of the mountain. Okay, and this particular, because of earthquake and because of certain internal activity, when such things happen, they are known as faulting. Folding is when there is a fold. Faulting is when there is up and down. So in the faulting, here, this is known as a block mountain. This is known as a block mountain. The elevated portion, because of the internal disturbances within the surface of the earth, they are known as block mountain. Whereas here, the submerged portion, let's assume here there is an earthquake, and because of that, one area submerged. So that area is going to be known as a rift valley. Rift valley or a gorge, you can also call it a gorge. So that is okay. Okay, so this is where, so when we talk about the Vindhyas, they are the block mountains, and the valley between the Vindhyas and the Satpura, they are the rift valley. Okay, they are the rift valley. So this is how things were. When we talk about the Vindhyas, okay, this is the location from Gujarat till the Bihar, and they are younger than both the Aravlis and the Satpura. Okay, Vindhyas, they are younger than the Aravlis and the Satpura, and it is made up of proterozoic rocks. What are the proterozoic rocks? If you look at the geological time scale, okay, Proterozoic, it is basically a time period during which a section of rocks evolved. So they are known as Proterozoic. Just remember this. Time period during which a section of rocks evolved, that is known as Proterozoic. Here it is very much important for the kimberlite deposits. Most important. Even in KBC such questions are asked. Even the government examinations can ask. And kimberlite deposits, they are most important for the finding of diamonds. Apart from that, there are other important hills that are there in the Vindhyan ranges, and these hills, they are very much well known for their escarpments. What do we mean by escarpments? Steep, sharp slopes. Okay, there is not smooth slope, but there is steep slope. Okay, it is not going to happen like this. It is going to happen like this. Okay, so this is the steep escarpment that is going to be there. After this, there is going to be the Satpura range. In the Satpura range, these are the various hills, and we have already seen the Satpura. Aravlis, they were 2 billion years ago. Satpura, they are 1.6 billion years ago. And here we had seen that this particular, it is not that much old. Okay. Now, due to folding and structure making them tectonic mountains, they are horst landform. Horst and graben means, I told you, right? The uplifted portion, it is the horst. That means block mountain is also known as horst. Rift valley is also known as graben. Block mountain is also known as horst. Rift valley is also known as graben. Just remember that, horst and graben. The next one, there are various peaks. Remember these peaks and remember the altitude also. The Amarkantak, it is a source for Narmada river and Son river, that is what I told you. Then the Satpura, it is very much rich in bauxite deposits, and there are certain waterfalls also that are going to be there. Okay, so these are the hills. Did you understand, my dear friends? Did you understand up till now? Kindly confirm. Did you understand? Sagar, Subhash, Reena, Nitish, did you guys understand? Kindly confirm that, please. Okay, okay, Reena. All right. So this was their year. Just look at this. Just look at this. Facts about the Indian peaks. You will also have to go through this. Okay, the facts about Indian peaks, that which are the Indian mountain ranges and which are the highest peaks. That is one another aspect. Here, what I've done is I've added the tabular format. Here, there are again some features, and these are the mountain ranges of the central India. You can go through it. Okay, you can go through these particular mountain ranges. Okay, so just go through it. Take 2-3 minutes. Just go through the mountain ranges of the central India. Just have a glimpse through it, and then we shall move towards the northeast. Just take a glimpse through the central India mountains. Are you guys done, my dear friends? Are you guys done? Please let me know so that we can move ahead. Okay, otherwise what we do is we'll move ahead. I'll just guide you through it. So yes, just look at this. Just look at this. Now, what the other aspect is that here what happens is that this is the this is going to be the area of the northeast. Okay, so in the northeastern part, which are the mountain ranges? So here you need to know about Garo, Khasi and Jaintia. Then there is the Dafla, Mirhi, Abhor, Mishmi. After Dafla there is Dafla, Miri, Abhor, Mishmi. Then from the this direction there is Patkai Boom, Naga, Mekir, Barail and Mizo. Patkai Boom, Naga, Mekir, Barail and Mizo. Okay, so this is the chronology you'll have to remember. Here I have written that another aspect, that which are the notable features and which are the rivers that are going to pass through. Rivers are most important. This is most important and utmost important. Examination will ask it to you that from which of the mountain ranges these particular rivers are going to pass. Okay, for example, in near the Dafla, it is drained by the tributaries of Brahmaputra. Okay, now which tributaries are there? It is mentioned in the map. Okay, now I did not make it very much detailed. Why? Because it would have been a lot of factual data there. Okay, so that is one thing. Now similarly, Mirhi, Mishmi, then Kanchenjunga, Garo. So these are going to, now see, here it is drained by which river, which is the important aspect. So I have mentioned this. Okay. Then there is going to be, another important aspect here. So you can go through these ranges. Now, when we talk about the Deccan and the South Indian mountains, so these are going to be the mountains, okay, of the South India. Here also I have created it in the same manner. So I hope you are now aware about what I am talking about and you have understood. Here I have spoken about the plateaus and hills that are there, which are the rivers, which are the important features, which are the reserves that are going to be there in that particular hills, and which are the other important features, waterfalls. Okay, waterfalls are there, which are the which are known by what names, what is the plantation in that particular area. So everything I have mentioned it here. For example, just look at this name, the particular Pachaimalai hills, the name translate into green hills. Okay, now not many knew about it. Then there is going to be the Blue Mountains. Okay, it is going to be there. One is in the northeast, and another, even the Nilgiris, the one particular aspect of Nilgiris, they are also known as Blue Mountains. Okay, then there is another type of another South Indian hills and ranges. You can just look at this, look at the peaks also there. Okay, so these peaks also you will have to remember, and this is the mapping of these particular peaks. Okay, now these are the mountains. You can go through the mountains. Another important aspect is going to be the important peaks. Here I have mentioned this particular map, and through this map you can get an idea as to what the important peaks are. Here, my dear friends, understand, mapping is very much there in the examinations. Mapping questions can be asked to you, and in the mapping questions, whenever I say, they can ask it to you that which peak is a part of which particular mountain or a mountain range. Okay, so I have given this. In this, what I have done is I have also added the highest highest till the lowest peaks. Okay, so it is going to be there in the chronology. Kanchenjunga, Nanda Devi, Kamet, Sultaro, Kangiri, Sansar Kangri. Okay, so these, and in which ranges they are there, in which states they are there, I have also added that. The important terms that are associated with these peaks, I have also added that. Okay, so these are the important peaks. Now okay, this is another of the mountains. Okay, these are the highest peaks across the states in India. This is an addition to that. This is a list, and here I have added what? I have added some of the most important terms and some of the most important facts that are associated with the peaks. Okay, these are some of the most important facts associated with all the peaks. Okay, that means the northern peaks, central mountains peaks, then the Deccan and southern, northeastern, eastern. So which peaks are there? All right. So that is, this will be all for this particular session, my dear friends. So this is a 30-pager document and it is going to be fruitful to you. A factual document, that is why I didn't discuss the end ones. You can do that very well. Did you understand, my dear friends? Did you understand today's session? Did you understand, everybody? Okay, so I'll keep this session till this much. Once again, I thank every one of you for watching me, for watching oliveboard. Yes. Yes, yes. Surely, Reena, you can ask your doubts tomorrow. Go through the PDF, everyone, diligently so that we can have detailed discussions. Okay. So, with this, I thank every one of you for watching me, for watching Oliveboard. Thank you, everybody. And Jai Hind. Take good care of yourselves, study well, and all the best, my dear friends. All the best to every one of you.